Hello, I working. It's my first ever Facebook stream, so you may get the pleasure of me completing it up. Who knows? I'm not sure. Anyway, welcome, Martin, and thank you to Eagle for inviting me to perform here. I appreciate it. It's really weird doing it at home, but in these times we got, let's just make the best of it. I'll try not to C word too much. Anyway, coming up on this half-hour poetry session, we have 5 people I want to introduce you, one government memo, one superhero, and the time that Eagle nearly killed me. So, if you want to stick around for all, then feel free, particularly about the time that Eagle nearly killed me. That's what we missed. Thankfully, I did. Hope you enjoy it, but if not, then no worries. Anyway, I start with a poem about Dad. Basically, my granddad dragged him up kind of by his bootstraps. He was a wicked guy, and he loved nothing more than taking me down the chippy, telling stories, and taking me down a peg, which I really appreciated because it helped make me not a dick, hopefully. This is called Fish Spread Under a Cigarette. The bus was a week back then. A return ticket to Hollywood, stopped by the village well, long since succumbed to housing development that seemed so modern at the time. Chippy often got him telling me stories from his youth, bold and retold memories, pride and my hungry naivety. Him and his friends, they'd wait for ages sometimes. They had to get to the bus stop and stare down the road in the hope it hadn't passed already, and if they were lucky, then they kept the coal merchant's bored horse skulking off alone again. Rag and bone men looking for a bargain. Far cry from the far-flung cinematic worlds of sharp suits and femme fatales awaiting them after the town to Chippy. Fortnightly tale, a little speciality of fish, chips, brother, and a cigarette. In my still warm fish, I'd taste as way back when, and a crunch of teeth on batter could take me back to us again with the bright-eyed stars of an old one's tale, making 15 again as it all unveiled. Here, friends and I, we'd munch away on sustenance served in yesterday's smudged-out headlines, be as black and white and mid-Atlantic spoken as the movies he saw in between the removable letters above the door and the black dots flashing every 50 minutes to change the reel once more. I'd ask him all the questions I never thought to ask him at the time, with both lives ahead of us. Instead of wine over fish, chips, bread and butter, and a cigarette. His factory working, water fetching, vegetable picking ways, Saturdays to Fridays, alternate Saturdays left him just for the bus, food and matinees. Still less than the pocket money not paying for my warm fish, served in paper so plain it became the canvas for stories between then and those days, my still warm chips, the feature, to a bit of time with the him I never knew. See, even with the world at our fingertips, we can't access a place where history exists, and without those stories, never understand the younger days of the old man who bought me still warm fish and chips all those years ago, when he ate with foodies with pre-war naivety, unaware that smoking causes cancer, that some would soon be conscripted forever. Fish, chips, bread and butter, and a cigarette. Cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. That was my one, and hello to the 8 people watching. I don't know who you are. I don't know if there's a way of bringing that up, but hello, welcome. I hope you want to stick around for the rest of it. My next poem, the second person I want to introduce you to, is a very troubled woman who I met on a bus in Edinburgh a couple of years back. I was at the Edinburgh Fringe. It's one of those things where you've had a great day, and when you're kind of in that mood, it's easy to get that maybe some people just kind of aren't in that place. She just got on this bus and she really needed help and just no one wanted to help her. So this poem was quite difficult to write, but I wanted to try and sort of tell her story. Sort of. This is called Bones, and I hope she's okay. I hope she got the help that she needed, and I hope we helped her on her way a bit. Bones. The remnants of her yellowed hair were too weak to hide her sinkhole cheeks from the breeze of our night bus. Her 20 gun on cold turkey bones, rising and falling with a moving mouth silenced by the of the engine. A worn too often yellow tracksuit, almost dimensional on their stick limbs and twig fingers, feeling change against the hissing open door of the urban 1 a.m. sky. Eyes falling pair by pair as they see her through the window, and phones with and without battery, writing real and fake messages. Talk to me. Possessions reopened for maximum, don't sit. Please! A jagged urgency bouncing off the stop bells, drinking comfort zones, ding hitting her bone waves as she stumbles at the empty priority sitting right in front of me. A moving mouth silenced by the idling of our conscience. Does anyone arrange for the bus? I really need to go home. Held in a hush by her helplessness. The feel of the fear on her breath, hearts in sync with the engine vibration, my hands not prepared for the situation, please! Someone fumbles and I do too. A pound and a penny telling her sorry. It's all I have on me. Not sorry for the bones and the pity blue veins overpowering our punctured skin. Although it took two pleas for some break from a phone with or without battery, and real and fake messages of don't talk to me. A moving mouth silenced by the scorn of the delayed as she was stretched and sagging forearms on the back of the seat in front of me. When the potholes swing us in unison, see the bruising and a malnutrition and every fall of our spineless bellies on our bared yellow teeth. But my shrunken comfort doesn't think to ask her if she'll be okay. I need to pay you back! I need to pay you back! She shouts at me suddenly, my attempts at kindness bouncing half unzipped caves where her neck should be, and every time she fumbles a crumpled 10 or 20 from her pocket toward the now hissing door the benefactor quietly departs from. 3 stops, almost 1 for every spinal bone, pushing the top thing as she saves them from the half-crushed cans on the floor. Eyes in phones, with and without battery, see her shove them all right at me, see me close my hands and cover my pockets if they've seen this exact scene time and time and time and time again. I want to stop her, the motion blur, but I cannot move anything in case I actually hit her. Ding, please! Listen. Keep your money. I want you to get home safely. I want to get home safely too, and it calms her enough. Just slightly. My shrunken comfort zone still doesn't need to ask her if she'll be okay, or if she can get those bones away, or if home is a safe place to stay. Because they don't know what I could do if she told me. Ding. Me this time. Tell herself that she'll be fine because my comfort zone wants this to stop. The bus does. Ding. Pulls herself up by the stop bell. Ding. As if she's getting off too. Ding. I don't know how to be alone with her in this streetlit stillness we're cutting through. Ding, please, she says. Can I have a hug? I see the worst of myself. And I assume the worst in her. But I try to wrap my shrunken zone around her bones tightly enough to mean something. Gently enough to protect me from pain, but protect her for a moment from the crack we let her fall through. My shrunken comfort zone still doesn't think to ask her if she'll be okay. So I tell her again to get home safely. And head alone toward the dark breeze outside the hissing open door. My hair too meek to hide my hapless cheeks from the breeze of her departing night bus. Her 20 go, frailty bones, falling and falling, with even mouth silenced by downward pairs of eyes. To phones with and without battery, writing real and fake messages. Don't talk to me. Repositioned for maximum. Don't hear. Thank you. That's that one. I really hope that she was okay, and I really hope that money on the bus helped her, because we have so many vulnerable people that help, not just in the UK but all around the world, and we can all do our bit, but our bit seems to be enough, and that's one of many reasons why what Punk for Them do, wearing the t-shirt, is such a good thing. Not all of my poems are going to be that heavy. I'm getting the heavy ones out early because I want to do some stupid shit at the end, so doing around for that. And we're up to 10 people, so hello, thanks for staying and running away, much appreciated. Next one, as I mentioned, we've had 2 people, now we're having the government memo. See, they intercepted this from the government, and thankfully it was in poetic form. Because you see, the way I see it, I appreciate all this money that the government has now found for people's businesses and people's wages, stuff like that, but it does get me thinking, where the fuck is that money for a decade? Like, must have had it all along. And also, what hell are they going to read when this is over? And, also, it's like, oh, clap for the NHS. Great. All of our key workers, support workers, they're doing an amazing job. But clap for this, but stop fucking voting these people in who are wrecking it. Anyway, this is half poem, half rant. It's called How to Be a Good Citizen. There's money for a war, but if you're poor, we'll pay the tax of the ones who like all this mess. But there's no money for the NHS. But there's plenty of food banks for people like you. And 40 million a year for the royals too. And remember, it's the immigrants who keep your wages down. And that we deserve our 6-figure salaries sorting out your town. So when we're in the House of Commons, but we need our free champagne. It's only 5 weeks for universal credit. Can't be that much of a pain. Yeah, we sanction your home, take a performer, send our millions to Panama as if it's the norm. Up your rights when we know you're distracted while our own misdemeanors are quietly redacted. And yeah, 21 police have been cut. But now 20 slated in order to fight the knife epidemic we'll never admit we create. We've even put the living wage up. Just a bit. Enough to make just enough people believe that we're not full of shit. We drop you carrots on cue like professional gaslighters, because we know we can, every single day. With the press in our pocket, we'll do everything we can to keep you that way. Thank you, that's that one. It's really odd not having any kind of reaction to poems. I'm so used to kind of performing live in front of people, but that we're going to sort of go up from here, because I've been quite serious so far, and I got some stupid shit to do as well. But before we get to that, at the start of this live stream when no one was watching, I have to tell you about the time that Eagle nearly killed me. And I don't know if watching at that point. It's not a poem. Basically, I was watching one of Eagle's bands years back when he was doing Gig Foresters, and Eagle was doing this thing where he had this like oven type thing, and he was on the floor and he was like smashing it. It was brilliant. It was working perfectly with the music. He was like smashing this hammer, but he must have like not had a proper grip on the hammer or something. I don't know if you're watching Eagle. I don't know if you're watching through Rachel's account or something. Like he was like hitting it with the hammer, and he let the hammer, and it like flew towards my head, like dived out the way of it. I picked up the hammer up, gave it back to him, but then behind where my head was, where there was this like shaken out of the wall. So he killed me, but I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise he wouldn't have been able to invite me to come and do this, which I really about it. And again, thanks Eagle for inviting me, and sorry for not coming to enough of your events recently. I'll try and get to more. But yeah, that's the story when the eagle nearly killed me anyway. In no way connected to that is my next poem, which is about Berlin. Now, we're up to 14, we're down to 10. You wanted to hear the eagle story, not the poem. Listen. There is, in Berlin, the best bar I've been to. It's brilliant. It's this lonely, it's hidden, it's impossible to. It's got anti-fascist stuff all over the wall. The music's brilliant. It's called Clash Bar, and if you're in Berlin, basically for anyone who's ever been othered or victimized or anything, everyone's welcome at Clash Bar if you're not a fascist. And it's just a wonderful place if you're ever in Berlin. This is cash out, there's no fascists. You get €0.25 back on every bottle in Germany. It's a poor excuse to get a pill and a Späti for the 30-minute ride to Clash Bar on the subway. To cash only, no photos, no fashion. But it's always 30 minutes in Berlin. And it is January. So we do it. Like we always leave our empties on pavement by the bin outside my ring down. Homeless can trade them in for shelter from the -5. 10 bottles will buy you half a litre of vodka in Clash Bar. If you cash only photos, no fascists. As he takes a sip nightcap, puts his hair in a punk metal pillow to sleep out the worst of the streets. Thank you. That was makes you thirsty, all this talking, doesn't it? Hope everyone's enjoying this, by the way. I can't see on, but feel free to put a comment or something if you're enjoying it. All good. I could get used to this streaming stuff. You could do gigs from anywhere. Save the bus fare as well. Right, I have got, if there's time, 4 more pieces for you. If not, there's 3. Depends how much I ramble. The 4th and 5th people I want to introduce you to are 2 really good mates of mine, Liam and Dave. And the 3 of us were like indie punk band together back in the day. We thought it was great, but it was shit. We just thought it was great at the time. But so many nights in rock, so many nights where we kind of just formed these friendships and just this idea of we were going to be rock stars and we were these like kids in Rock City. It was an amazing time. So this is called Dance. These chords are ours. 8 Fs, 7Es and 3 A minors that make us pump our fevered hands above our frown lines and scream before beckoning our abandoned aspirations back from the scratches on the Rock City dance floor, where our line beats to forgotten bonds formed in our rites of 4/4 passage before our riffs became intro. Before our demo made us rock stars. Liam on rhythm, me on lead, Dave on bass and vocals, whipping for our heroes on their up the bracket tours, and Rock City would throw our songs every Saturday. But our unwritten anthems, unknown to the libertines, as their riffs seem to be to the dance floor. A minor, D, G, E, A minor, D, G, E minor, and we're not a dance on the stage anymore, and no one jumps around anymore. And we don't need to wear our worst shoes anymore, and we don't have mates at the Zero Deep bar sneak us rounds for £1 anymore. Because the walls are a different shade of black. And I wish Dave was here. See, our chorus is coming. And we wrote down our dreams on lost bits of paper, so we'd always remember how every note when we strummed the air and had a headbang like before we banged our heads against our bad attempts at melodies. Fear on the bands we emblazon on our hearts as we embrace in anticipation of 8 more Fs, 7 more Gs, 3 more A minors. And we never really liked it anyway. So much preferred it away, yeah. This chorus is ours, and we have reclaimed our dance for until our song is over, shouting out the friendships that saved us from tomorrows at future gig posters. We're too yesterday to know, kissing every A minor, G and E minor we can grab from the mesh on the speaker cones, because no one will ever know this song on this dance floor like we do. And I wish Dave was here. This moment is ours. So let's never come back. And let's never write a song again, but let's dance like we did when we fractured Dave's rib until the very last note of our outro. Let's sing like Pete Doherty and Carl would have fucking loved our demo. Even though we never really liked it. Cheers. That was that one. It's I don't enjoy Rock City these days. It was much better back in the day. Need to find some late night den to hang out in. I feel like Nottingham's lost some of its kind of rawness through like swanky coffee bars and gentrification and stuff. It's not as it was, and I kind of miss that. Anyway, 3 more poems if there's time. 2 if there's not. It's mostly stupid shit from me. One thing I like to do is I like to make found poems. For anyone who doesn't know, a found poem is basically where you take something, like, I don't know, someone's speech or an article or a website or something. You take bits of it to turn it into a poem, kind of like just mash everything up. And I was in a traffic jam on a bus next to, on the seat next to the toilet. Not a great place to be. And roundabout that we were stuck on, there was this sign saying sponsor about. So I went to the website, and then I was on the megabus for that long that I had time to write it up. It's called Sponsor This Roundabout. It nearly drove me mad, that journey. Don't use us if you can help it. You can sponsor a roundabout at sponsorthisroundabout.com. Your could be a unique and green and cost-effective way to promote your business to many thousands every single day. You can make your lack of roundabout signage a blip when you raise your company profile about sponsorship. See, roundabouts are ways to millions, we say, to city centres, airports, parks and more from almost every highway. Roundabout enhances the local environment for everybody. You'll build a partnership with your local and you'll benefit your community, your space beside a beautiful landscaped area filled with bursts of seasonal colour. Your brand free from competitors, available all year round and made from the same high quality material as formal highway signage. How does all that sound? Melton Mowbray Building Society needed little convincing about it. Well, the roundabout sponsored by Manicure was recently voted UK's 4th favourite. And let's just take to imagine what it's like to be voted the UK's 4th roundabout. So find roundabouts, because we have them in Leicestershire, Hampshire and East Sussex. Just then it's got a place name to find your nearest picks. Price, station and traffic flow, so contact us and we'll let you know. Contact us by phone or Facebook to make your business strong. Because you can sponsor a roundabout at sponsorthisroundabout.com. Thank you. I've only got to do one more, unfortunately, because I've rambled on too much. But to whoever it is who's been watching through the stream, cheers for that. I've really enjoyed my first live stream. I'm really enjoying what everyone's doing with this event. So thanks, Eagle, for putting all this together. And let's make sure everyone donates a few quid to the cause. You know, we can all do our little bit to help out. So yeah, thank you for that, and let's get through this COVID-19 thing as we can. Let's hope COVID-20 is hundreds of years away. I will finish with a poem about the superhero I promised you earlier. Now, because how are superheroes right now? Well, we've got plenty working in the NHS right now, but more heroes we have, the better. And this superhero, no one knows who he is. All we know is that he lives in Nottingham, and he uses stuff from his skin to help save the day. So this is the last one from me. Thank you so much for watching, enjoying, and being part of this event. And thank you, Eagle. And this is my poem about mysterious vigilante. We're safer than we've ever been, the townfolk say, for the kitchen vigilante, never far away. When he first appeared, they panned him, but then a crime was foiled. His operation extra virgin olive oiled. And days they dare not mug you, or even cause a spat. He'll draw their fire until you're not oiled. With a gaze of stainless steel, he will always make you tense. Oh, never want to step outside the line. He'll cook up a story, bet ya he's tuned to not spaghetti, as he fights you on his pepperoni time. He says no fame or product placement, because he's too variedous. But the townfolk know that a great debt toll. So if you heard, then you should take stock of their word, for the kitchen vigilante is all gravy. Humble when it's soaking wet like they tumble. Drier. His infamy them bad uns do not know. For even when he's hobbling, he ain't never on fire. His feisty fists make him a seasoned bro. See, you learnt of his ability when he beat up Jason Statham. Now the streets have never been so squeaky clean. So don't ever doubt his bottle. For when it comes to cleaning streets, the kitchen vigilante is a washing machine. See, we're safer than we've ever been, the townfolk always say. For the kitchen vigilante is never far away. Thanks everyone. Hope that. Take care and enjoy the rest of the gigs. I'm Martin Gray. See you later. Cheers.